Two men, both seriously ill, occupied the same hospital room. One man was allowed to sit up in his bed for just 1 hour each afternoon to help drain the fluid from his lungs. His bed was next to the room's only window. The other man had to spend all of his time flat on his back. The two men talked for hours. They spoke of their wives and their families, their homes, their jobs, their involvement in military service, and where they had been on vacation. Every afternoon, when the man in the bed by the window could sit up, he would pass the time by describing to his roommate all the things that he saw outside the window. The other man in the other bed began to live for those 1 hour periods where his world would be broadened and enlivened by the activity and the color outside the window. The window overlooked a park with a lovely lake, ducks and swans on the water, while children sailed their model boats there. Young lovers, they walked hand in hand amidst the flowers of every color, and a fine view of the city skyline could be seen in the distance. As the man by the window described all this in exquisite details, the man on the other side of the room would simply close his eyes and imagine this picturesque scene. One warm afternoon, the man by the window described a parade passing by, and although the other man could not hear the band, he could see in his mind's eye as the gentleman by the window portrayed it with descriptive words. Days, weeks, months passed. One morning, the nurse arrived to bring water for their baths, only to find the lifeless body of the man by the window who had died peacefully in his sleep. She was saddened, and she called the hospital attendants to take the body away. As soon as it seemed appropriate, the other man asked if he could be moved next to the window, and the nurse was happy to make the switch. And after making sure that he was comfortable, she left, slowly and painfully. He propped himself up on one elbow to take his first look at the real world outside. He strained to slowly turn towards the window beside the bed. It faced a blank wall. The man asked the nurse what could have compelled his deceased roommate, who had described such wonderful things outside this window. The nurse responded that the man was blind and could not even see the wall. She said, "Perhaps he wanted to encourage you." Epilogue. There is tremendous happiness in making other people happy, despite our own situations. Shared grief is half the sorrow, but happiness, when shared, is doubled. If you want to feel rich, just count all the things that money cannot buy. My friend, today is a gift, and that is why it is called the present.